Morning, everyone. Lots to get through this morning. Lots to get through. Just going to let a few more join in chat, and then we're going to get through it. And we will go from there. Morning, Ramos, Exister, Miguel, Noah, Max. Morning, everyone. All right, starting off on the daily chart. What did we do yesterday? Drove up, tapped the top Bollinger. What are we expecting today? It will retrace, and it's going to look to try and find some level of support. Okay, so that might be here, it might be here, it might be that it fails and comes all the way down. We don't know, but today we're expecting it to try and find a level of support where buyers might want to then rebid it back up. That's what we're looking for today. I'm going to get into the news shortly. Moving to the H1. Quite clearly here, you can see that H1 put in that top yesterday, big distribution day up here, and we're starting to trade back downside. So we have already taken out the previous all-time high right here, coming into this next pivot. If we fail that, we're going to come into this spike from Tuesday, 11 o'clock. At that point, it's got a big imbalance it can fill. Inside here, I would say once we get underneath sort of 60s, 50s, we can float down fairly quickly to the low 600s. All right, so I'm looking to see if buyers either step up here or they step up here. If neither of those happen, then we're thinking about a full rotation. We have that CPI low. It might want to come for that and then see if they then manage to hold and go back up. What is spooking the market this morning? PPI. PPI came in hot. All right. So yesterday we came in line. This morning PPI came in hot. Any of you who were watching and analyzed the market yesterday should know the market breadths were terrible yesterday. Mag 7 all hit, basically pretty much all hit new all-time highs. Rest of the market was not doing very well. So that was tech holding the market up. Tesla went on a giant squeeze yesterday. All right. Ran yesterday from 400 all the way up to 430 in the after hours, pulling back this morning, trying to find bids around 420. 420, the meme level that Mr. Elon Musk said it was going to hit, 420.69, which it did actually stop up for a little bit yesterday. So these are the things we need to consider. If you look at the ETFs, the QQQ and the SPY, you will see that we were just trading right now back down into potential levels of support. Now, I would love to get long this morning if the opportunity arises, but I need to see us come into clear levels where I know we're going to find support. For me right now, the SPY is looking at hell of a lot cleaner. All right, it's pulled back and it's holding the high from Tuesday. The high from Tuesday on NQ would mean we'd need to come back into 600, the low 600, which we're not doing. We're holding the afternoon or the morning point before we had that fail on Monday. That's what we're holding right now. So retesting the top of the range. I'd love to find a way of getting long in this market if it's going to allow it, but I don't want to be overly biased with that hot PPI print, just in case they want to trade back downside. So I will be watching to see if I can get long. All right, if it gives me some reason to get long, we have this trend line liquidity here. We have Asia London high. My target one will be to take out that Asia London high, and then I'll be looking for the all-time high up here with runners. That's the plan if it allows me to do so. That's what I would love to do. Other news today, we have Trump ringing the bell. All right, as we know, the market normally absolutely loves him. Whether that makes a difference or not, who knows? Who knows whether that makes a difference or not? What I will say is yesterday was a very odd day. Anyone who went and analyzed data spent a lot of time last night. The bonds are still in an upcycle. They are still breaking out. This is not good, all right? It means it's going to be more and more expensive for you to get a mortgage. On top of that, the Dixie continues to break out. Bitcoin continues to break out. Gold had a very nice recovery this week. All right, trading back downside now, looking to gain levels of support, very much like the market. But when we're getting every single asset trading higher, risk on, we are just moments away from a big flush moment. So I have concerns there. I think we hold up till January. Like I said, I don't want to be an analyst. I want to be a trader, but I do have concerns when I see everything drifting higher in a risk on scenario when all the big indicators that we need to pull back are literally flashing in my face. All right, so when we have Dixie, gold, and treasuries going up, it's a little bit of an issue. But anyway, that's something for another day, I think. For now, let's just focus on the market, play what's in front of us. Let's see if the market's going to present a nice long pattern for us to get into, and we will go from there. So moving back to the main screen, let's see everyone in chat now. Morning, Marek, Glenn, DJ Noah. Yeah, Trump to ring the bell today. Exactly. Aid, Asa, Minix, Tyson, Jeff, Aaron. Yeah, flow zones on gold. Very, very nice. That big push up and then the failure at the top. Morning, Bruce, Christy. I can't. Oh, you retracted the message, Aaron. Coop, good morning. Exister, good morning. Feel stupid for saying it, but I don't understand what it means when you're saying Trump is ringing the bell. All right, at 9:30 every morning, the way that the stock market opens is someone physically rings a bell. All right, they physically ring a bell. This goes back to hundreds of years when you'd have traders on the floor, then on the pit. We don't do that anymore, or not to the same extent, but we still have people ring the bell. All right, so he's ringing the bell this morning. Good morning, TR. Good morning, Myron. All right, looking at liquidity on the book then, we have small sellers at 700. We have big buyers today down at 600 and 550. All right, 600 and 550. That 600 would take us into that retest block right here that I've got marked out. That would be Tuesday high. And the end of that block would be 550 pretty much. So we know buyers are hanging out in the takedown here. They're hoping we get a morning flush into this. They're looking for this move into this, and then they're looking to absorb and see if we can get a rotation back up. I want to be very cautious buying too high up here today, because this is possible. SPY looks much, much better. I also want to just wait for the open and see how this Mag 7 open. Given what we did yesterday, all right, Apple made new all-time highs yesterday and gave the whole move back and some, all right, trading at its lows right now around the 46s. Yesterday it broke out of 250, almost hit 251 and has failed all the way back down. Looking across the board, Microsoft as well, trading back inside range off its top that it put in yesterday. Amazon the same, but holding gains a little bit better, looks a bit more bullish. Google the same, starting to potentially roll over. I'd be watching Google if it can't hold 193, 192.50 for a deeper retracement. Everything looking quite similar. Meta the same, new all-time highs, pulled back off it. Nvidia still continues weakness, and Tesla with just insane strength, right? Tesla with a monster squeeze. I'll be watching today to see if Tesla extends that squeeze out, burns all the puts, and then rolls over. Remember, next week we are into triple witching. All right, so next Thursday we have triple witching. So they'll be seeing how far they can push these calls into the money and burn the puts, I would say. That's what it feels like, at least on Tesla. But I would be looking for failed breakouts on some of these names at all-time highs today if they can't extend the range. Obviously, ES still has a way to go to hit its all-time high. We didn't do it yesterday, so it has the potential to run up. All-time high would be 6,111. We faded off that pivot we put in yesterday around 95, where there's been clear supply. Make sure you're marking out your PPI data high, data lows. We have just over 2 minutes to the open. I'm going to let this shake out today. Like I said, would like to get long. Yes, triple witching next week, Miguel. Triple witching is when you have the expiries on monthly, weekly, quarterlies. We will start to roll over on the contracts. All right, so when the market starts to get a little bit jumpy. Good morning, Rob Drag. Noah, yeah, plenty of room downside if it wants to go. Canada cut another 50 basis points. Yeah, we'll make that decision next Wednesday for FOMC. Morning Redline. TR, bears are in the house. Well, yeah, maybe. I mean, a pullback for sure. Morning Thumper. So let's just see what we get. I'm trying not to carry too much bias into this session. I'm really trying not to do that too much into this session, because really we are in sort of 50-50 space right now. I'm bullish higher time frame, all right? Hourly, daily, 4 hour looks bullish. It's a question of where is value? Where is value on this session? Is value here? Is value here? Or is there no value? do they want to come all the way back down here? Remember, we have gaps that need to be filled down here. It doesn't have to happen today, but there are gaps which can be filled down there. So 40 seconds or so. See what we get at the bell. PPI, yeah, I have the high at, yeah, 7134. So yeah, 734, 648. Yeah. Actually, the single minute low is at 700, right where we are now, basically. The 1 minute low is basically right where we are now. That was the PPI low for that initial 1 minute move. The low on like a 5 minute is all the way down at 649. So let's see, wait and see how the market opens up. All right, so on the open, Apple green, Microsoft green, everything else red on the session. Do they start absorbing some of this? We will see. Potential bear flag here for a breakdown lower, like we said. But we are bullish overall. It's very, very tricky this morning in terms of location. We don't know if and where and which location they will want to absorb this market in. And of course, we have this data high right here. It can go for. Just going to let this shake out. I'm expecting volatility. Yeah, exactly, Coot. Roll over. Triple witching. Not fun. Especially into Christmas, especially when you might have traders trimming some of their profits. Liquidity going to be an issue, I think, next week. And you've got FOMC, just to make it fun. I'm hoping most of my trading is done this week. Do we break down here on the bear flag and retest that low? Or is this where buyers start stepping in? I'm watching the tape. Apple still green on this session. Do we get this continuation of the bear flag here? Here's the question. Still that buyer at 600, so I'm wondering if he is looking to get filled, which would take us into that old block that we were talking about. Tesla still holding gains above 420. Market a little bit of a mixed bag. Just trading back into this level that we found bids at this morning. Seeing if we break down here, it's looking a bit better. I want to see if we will trade into and around that 600 level. So SPY, ES coming into key levels of support. This is what's going to make it tricky is SPY is basically down here already. It's been holding this level. So in terms of timing, it's not going to be easy today. I am having issues today with my net. You can already see it going on and off. What is going on here? Does the stream seem okay, guys? Or am I having issues on the stream as well? let me know if it starts to get choppy, because I might need to do a reset if something's gone on. No problems, stream. Okay, that's good. So again, I'd like to be a buyer if possible today, but I need the market to come and show me what it wants to do. Right now, just trading inside the range that we've created from 830. So no expansion of range from 830. Remember the 830 with this newsprint here. So this is basically your PPI range. Once we get outside of this into bigger areas, I can think about what's next. VIX looking for a breakout here. All right, VIX trading back into around that 1380. Breakout of that does open the door for a move to fill the gap higher. Still in its range for now. It would need to get through 1380 on the VIX. Pop your time in here. What does that mean, TR? I'm gonna remove this, making it hard for you guys to see. Oh, I see what you're saying. I mean, you should be able to see it from candle structure, but it's 9:36 right now. So I think it's all fine. It looks fine on the stream. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's what I keep looking at. Looks okay. So SPY trading to its 5-day. QQQ not doing that yet. Just inside of range. Nothing to do so far. And nothing we can really do here yet. Would love to be a buyer. I just really need the market to show me either that it's going to be strong to come and attack these levels up here, or that it needs to come deeper before doing that move. What I don't want to do is just get trapped midpoint in here. Down here would be lovely. I like this idea of buying down here as long as we pull the momentum out the market. All right, I'm not going to buy it on a huge rollover. It will need to do something like this. Remember that PPI print this morning was hot. Important to remember that. Can the market shake it off? Flow zone's pretty much flat. We are in a downtrend on the lower time frame, building liquidity on the higher time frame now. Would like to see, I'd really like to see a deeper retrace here. I really would. It just depends if the market breadths are going to align and give us that deeper move. Tests are now breaking 420. All right. Do they soak this under here? Are we going to start to go and sell? The market's starting to go a little bit red here. Just depends if this is coming back to areas of support where they want to soak the bid, which is exactly the kind of thing we're looking for on NQ. A little bit jumpy here, back and forth, back and forth. Still printing 20-point ATRs on 1 minute right now. Yeah, nothing to do yet, really, Tyson. Let's just let it build out. We'll get a trade, just like yesterday. We'll get a trade if we can be patient. I'd love to have a long, either when it proves that it wants to move higher, or off a trap into a big level underneath. So remember, ES under VWAP, SPY coming back to test its VWAP. So that would be the New York VWAP. QQQ right at VWAP right now. and NQ got a little bit further to go. So I'm guessing stops at around 700. It's if they can run those and then use those for the leg, for a leg up. Just inside range here. There's really nothing to do here while we trade inside range. I've even got you on a 2 minute, I think. I don't even think this is a 1 minute, and you can see we're just trapped here in sort of a 40-point range right now. Don't blow all your bullets too early in the day. But we are holding for now Friday and Monday's open close area. SPY looking a little bit weaker here. Again, I would really like us to trade into here. This is where I'm more interested in thinking about what next. I know it's a higher time frame level, and I know there are buyers there on the tape. Doesn't mean I'm buying it automatically. It's just somewhere I'd like us to move into and think about a bullish pattern just because of the H1. If we fail to put in a bullish pattern down here, if we fail to do something like this, I'd be very, very cautious that we don't rotate all the way down. So Tesla 1.5% down, Nvidia 1.5% down, Meta 0.5% down, Google 0.5% down, Amazon just over 0.5% down, Microsoft just over 0.5% up, and Apple 0.25% down. So feeling some pain in tech this morning, but it's just a pullback. Remember, most of these were at all-time highs yesterday. See, Elon's net worth went up to, what was it, 400 billion off that drive yesterday. Hard to even fathom that amount of money. Nothing to do here. Insider range, nothing to do. What a boring morning. Do we finally get going here for a shove up? Who knows? Looking like it wants to, but the liquidity in and around 700 will be key. Yes, rejecting view up so far again. Morning, John. Morning, Abe. Well done, mate. Well done, Abe. So still inside range here. Do they bear flag this for a move lower? just in a tight range still. 40-point range this morning. Nothing has changed here. Trading at point of control on this session now. Can we trade back upside? Through POC will open the gate for a move back up. Remember, the old point of control is way up at 800. So buyers stepping back in on the tape there again for now. So maybe we start to get an increase in volatility for a move up here. Still inside all your opening ranges. So opening range breaks might be good for today. Just be cautious about failed breaks. ES rejecting SPY yet again. This market really cannot make its mind up what it wants to do. I don't think it's rejecting previous week's high, no, because we've broken clearly through previous week's high. We are trading back into Friday's close, right? We're just trading back into Friday close, Monday open, current week open. So once we get above, we trade back into levels. Just depends if and where higher time frame buyers come in. But like yesterday was a huge move on tech, and today giving it back. So they're really struggling now, watching tech go red. It's just about if and when they absorb it. I'm sure we will absorb the bid at some point today. They will look for a rotation back upside, but it's how far do they need to come down? Do they need to come down here to do the move, or do they trap sufficient liquidity to do it here? At the moment, there's no indication which. But if we start to break out through VWAP, through these 700s, through previous all-time high, then it has potential to squeeze out higher. This is just very ugly and messy to start the session. Yeah, exactly. We can't force it. All right, we cannot force it. We're trading in these key levels on the H1, right? We're trading on these key levels. Do we find the bid here? Do we find it further down? We can think about the fib from CPI low to the high. 50% would take us into the next retracement. If this is going to be nothing more than an H1 bull flag, then we're in a good area, right? If we go 1, 2, reclaim and go, we are also in a good area. So it's a battle right now while they decide how low we need to go. Unless they're really going to be risk off, which seems unlikely. They should have already done that move off PPI if they don't like it. Yeah, Trump didn't ring the bell loud enough. Yeah. Still no expansion yet. Yeah, barcode for Christmas shopping. Maybe that's what everyone's doing. Maybe that's what everyone's doing. We're holding pre-market lows in the SPY. We're under VWAP across all the indexes though. And VIX is at that 1380 level, right? So if VIX breaks out here, we might get a little flush on the market. It's got to be one of the worst starts I've seen for a long, long time. Tesla underneath that 420. Most of the market heavy other than Microsoft this morning. Tesla 1.4% down, Nvidia 1.7% down. No bids so far on that. Meta 0.5%, Google 0.75%, Amazon 0.5%, Microsoft holding on 0.5% up, and Apple 0.25% down. Market's still heavy. And here goes the VIX trying to break out. It's at 1381 now. Does it get a breakout of that 1380? Still inside range, right? Think about the opening range. We are still just inside it from your 930 print, wherever that is, here to this low. We've not expanded the range, and that's the pre-market low. So we haven't expanded anything yet. No opening range break, right? There's nothing from, where's your 1 minute? Okay, even from like, let's call it a 5 minute, we have not broken out outside, haven't broken outside a 15 minute, barely broken outside the first 1, 2, 3, yeah, 5 minutes. So hands off, completely hands off. Yeah, an H1 coming. So here goes the VIX, first little shove through 1380. Not clean, not with any volume, not with a big push yet, but it is through 1380. So if it wants to do a gap fill, it can trade all the way up to mid 14s. If it's a failed breakout, then we will stay in this crappy little range. So holding bids there again. Chopping everybody up. Everyone who's not being patient is probably going absolutely insane right now. Remember, we're looking to be buyers if possible. All right, I'd rather be a buyer today if possible. Either for when I know enough shorts are trapped, or when we come into a very, very good area where we start to soak the bid and put in a bullish pattern. Just click on it and press delete. Quickened, just click on the anchored view up and press delete, and it will remove it. So we're still at this anchor from, is this the anchor from yesterday? It's from CPI. Still trading underneath that for now. So all those buyers from yesterday, I'm just going to check that's the right one. Yeah, all those buyers from yesterday, they're currently underwater. It needs to reclaim that, which is basically the lower time frame algo. So just get rid of that for now. Got to think that if it pops through 700 and all-time highs and it wants to run all the way up to 34, would make sense. SPY trading lower, or trying to trade lower. VIX now trading at 1383. Tech trying to hold on. Not doing a great job of it though. Six minutes till news. Yeah, no, I think that would be good. A deep pullback into an area of interest would be good. Flush out all the buyers who are in here. But, you know, definitely both sides are trapped in here right now. But the market looks like it wants to move lower, just looking at the VIX. SPY breaking down here. Coming back into its key level where we found bids. Remember, SPY, where it's trading right now, is the equivalent of down here. Right, so it found a bid this morning. It's here now. Does it come back in here and find higher time frame bids? This is the level that SPY is in. That level is a higher time frame level. We are not there really yet. All right, NQ is trading on Monday's breakdown level. We want to see if it can trade into Tuesday's level from 600 down towards 550, I would say. If it starts getting heavy through there and repricing everything, it can come all the way back down to 477. So you cannot be guessing the low today. You will need to see it come back down to a level and put in a very, very bullish pattern and then join it for a rotation back up, because it is possible they go into a sell day. Remember, the news was not good. Was not good this morning. What do you mean it's based on typical price? It's based on volume, and it's based on volume over multiple sessions VWAP. So it will tell you, depending where you're anchored it to, of who is in control from that point and what their average price is. All right, so bulls, we know that average price from yesterday is around here, 715. You wouldn't know that if you hadn't put an anchored on from yesterday here. So they controlled this all of yesterday. It also gave you the good levels to have pullbacks in yesterday. That's what you can use it for. Not just for bias, but also where the market might want to pull back into. Like if we go from the failure of yesterday, I would say sellers' average price is up here right now. You wouldn't know that. Right, that's their average price based on volume, 727 from yesterday. We start to take that out, you start to force sellers to start covering. So far, flow zones are in a downtrend, but we are in chop. So SPY trading back to its 5-day moving average, to the same area we found bids on SPY, which is the old breakout retest level that we did from Tuesday. All right, so the old high from Tuesday's high, that's where SPY is trading into. We're not there yet on the NQ. We're nowhere near there. So it's what I said in Discord this morning. The hardest thing is going to be timing, because they're trading into different levels on the charts. If they were both trading to the same level, it would be much, much easier to time this. But if we're going to break here, you need to be thinking about break, hold, and maybe start to squeeze out, and then have to see how we act here and if we can reprice higher or not. Be very, very cautious of a failed break of this. Yeah, please hit that like button, guys. Saves me having to say it. I feel like an absolute idiot every time I say it, but please smash that like button. We haven't got into a trade today, but hopefully I've at least kept you safe. At least stopped you getting chopped up in what is effectively not even 40-point range. Most of this action has been done in a 30-point or 18-point range. VIX trading upside now, 1385. All right, then Cole, just do that. I mean, horses for courses. If that's what works for you, that's what you do. Plenty of different ways to trade. So new H1 bar coming soon. SPY holding its 5-day moving average, moving back up from the 5-day to the VWAP. Yeah, there's no debate. There's no debate, Cole. Like I say it on stream all the time. Loads of different ways to trade. I'm never going to tell someone how to trade or how they shouldn't trade. There's tons of different ways to trade. All that matters is that you can have a repeatable model and make money. Doesn't matter what that model is. I am not biased on a model. I'm not one of these people that's going to tell you have to trade a certain way. There's tons of ways to do it. Whatever works for you, that's literally all that matters. I'm just here to teach people how I trade and try and give knowledge where it helps. But it really, no one has to trade how I trade. I don't have an ego like that at all. I know tons of people who trade completely different to me and make tons of money. So SPY keeps getting stuck at the VWAP. ES at the VWAP right now. SPY now trying to get a close above its New York VWAP. Can we start to squeeze up through 700? We have some light orders on the tape here. 695, 700, 705. All right, can we squeeze up through those? Trigger some of the stops and then see what's what? Or do we need to dive deeper into where those buyers are down at 600? Right, 21,600, that's where the buyers are right now. And underneath that 550, the blue zone that we had marked out. The bigger buyers right now are sat on the tape down here, passive buyers. They've got limit orders down here. Still failing to make a move higher. It's just chopping around this morning. Absolutely nothing to do. QQQ and SPY cannot get through its VWAP. We're not through the opening price yet either. Let's mark that out. I forgot to do that this morning. I prefer a close above Tyson. For me personally, I prefer a close above a level. Otherwise, it can just be literally stealing liquidity. The problem that you then get into is if you're looking at 5 minute and a 1 minute is closed, it might just show as a 5 minute wick, right? So it all depends then. You have to create rules on what time frame you are drawing your market structure on. So far, we are in downtrend on the M5, but we're in range on the M1 from the open, but the M5 is clearly in a downtrend. So maybe now starting to run for that liquidity lower. So ESSPY trading into that Tuesday level. Same level it found bids at this morning on the newsprint, right, where we traded down to, remember this on SPY is Tuesday's high. This is why it's hard timing wise right now. We will need to trade down here to be the equivalent of. Yeah, tight IB. We will expand it at some point. And because there's so many trapped in here, it will probably be a violent run, whichever way it chooses to do it. So stuck underneath point of control, lots of volume being built up here. We will need an expansion higher for us to get through where all these sellers are stuck. We need to run their stops. We need to show that buyers are in control, and then we need to go for a squeeze up to around 800, right? That's the play that is possible here if we can get going. If we can't, then we're going to get trading back down in towards 610 to 550. So it's starting to potentially put a squeeze on here. Lots of stops up here. We've swept out most of these stops here. Look, most of the buyers got taken out here. Do we take out most of the sellers here? And then can we find bids and grinds up for extensions? What we don't want to see is this. If we do this, this is going to be, hey, I'm leaving the stream early type scenario. All right. So that's what we want to see. We want to see an expansion higher through the stops and a hold. Yes, Glenn. 21, this down here would be a break and retest zone from that Tuesday high. So can they pop? So the first level stops, I would say between 88 and 92. If they can get through there, they can go for 700. If they can't do that, this is going to be very boring. Honestly, it's surprising. There's not much on the tape. We have divergence here. All right, NQ trading towards the high of this range. SPYES trading towards the low of its range right now. VIX got stuck into around 1385, trading at 1383. So does it pull back and hold that breakout of 1380? If it does hold that breakout and its M10 low zones, again, it has gap fill potential up towards 1430. VIX wants to do that, the market will probably do a leg down. So tech holding the NQ up, right, because we're down here right now on ES and SPY. All the indexes are red on the day. VIX 2% up on the session. This is terrible. I'm trying to do anything but look at the screen right now, honestly. All right, ES looking very weak here. Coming to test its low, pre-market low that we put in after PPI. We're pretty much mid-range of the initial balance on NQ. Very, very different charts. Flush coming up on the market. There goes the low on the SPYES, taking out Newswick low there. Breaking down here in towards the higher time frame algo. Like we said, we're looking for buys today, but we need to be buying at good areas. Right now, just chopping around, searching liquidity, hunting liquidity. No great area to be buying at yet. Fix now, trading towards 1390s. So it's holding its gains above that 1380. Has potential for that breakout and gap fill like we talked about, which will give weakness to the market. Do we trade back into this zone? That's the question. Back towards 600. Yeah, previous week close, you're right. Well, it's here or hereabouts. It's just going to be a battle here. It is absolutely going to be a battle here while they decide what they're doing. Bounce right on that high time frame algo. So do we sweep and trade back upside now and attack these, or are we going to need to come into this area? There's definitely no long on the table right now. Can't be buying these dips. It's no bullish structure to be buying right now. Tech is in a sell-off. It's in a technical sell-off. Look, it's searching for levels where buyers might want to participate. That's what it's searching for right now. Love to see us trade lower into 610 and under, and then put in some form of W pattern or trap, anything down here for me to think about getting involved in. I won't force it, because if it doesn't want to put that pattern in, we can reprice the whole move from yesterday. Remember, we're in pretty thin structure here, down towards 576. Yeah, dripping below high time from algo, so we're flipping into bearish trend right now, multiple time frame bearish trend into around this zone. This is an area where I'm going to show some interest in when we get here. If can we put in a bullish pattern down here? If not, I'm going to think about, do we reprice even lower? All right, on an H1, do we come way lower down into like 477? Strong selling coming into this market volume wise. Oh, my days. So that buyer at 600 still on the takedown there. He would like to be filled down there at 600 for sure. Premature squeeze here. So some shorts covering there already. Yeah, something going on with my internet. Oh, Jesus Christ. Be nice if I could just have one day without some technical issues. It would be lovely. Still would like to see us come lower here, but I don't know if the market wants to do it. Here we go. Remember, we have gap fill potential as well. Have to remember that. From the close on Tuesday, right? We gapped up and we went for a gap and go. We have gap fill potential as well. I've got to close everything down and go again. Jesus, I don't really want to do that on stream. Maybe it's not my internet. Maybe it's just Tradeovate. I'm getting no bars printing. Wild. Let me close Ninja down. Try again. I've got no bars. Bars just stopped printing on Ninja basically. So I have like gaps on the screen. So either my internet or Tradeovate, something, some form of see if this fixes it. Okay, so now I've got an error message saying that a connection already exists to Tradeify. So there's definitely, and that error message 5 times over. So there is definitely something going on. This is what I had a few weeks ago. Yeah, and it's made duplicates of my accounts. It makes me scared to trade when it does this. This is what happened a few weeks ago, and then it started replicating accounts. Fucking hell. I don't know if I can trade now. Yeah. Yeah, I wish mine was working fine, Steve. So you can literally see, I don't want to give all my numbers away, but if I log in, it's made duplicates. That's an issue. That's when there's something going on. I don't know why it's done it. Just it randomly did it last week and it's done it again now. All right, so starting to see a squeeze here on the market. They found bids, didn't quite get to the level we wanted, but they have found bids while I've been having technical issues, which is fun. Back towards VWAP. Do we get that breakout and then a pullback inside and a hold maybe? I want to see 65s hold if we're going to hold that. Still didn't come to the level that we really wanted though. I'm aware of that. Structure is still technically in a sell until we get back above here. Do we go and search for all this liquidity higher now? No, my account's being weird. I don't know what to do when they do this, man. It literally makes no sense. Like everything's fine and suddenly it's made duplicates of a page. Trying not to be annoyed now. Jesus Christ. Try and click and reload NinjaScript or historical data. Yeah, I've done both already. The historical data, though, will be a pain. That will take a while. It is what it is. It's okay. It's okay. I'm sure it'll be fixed by later. What I don't understand is it's just so random when it does it. No rhyme or reason, you know? Yeah, and I'm going through all the accounts and it's got like ghost orders in now, which is hilarious. And let's make sure, disconnect this and try again. See, this is what worries me. There's no orders on and it's saying I've got active orders. Okay, try one more time here. There we go. There we go. All right, back to normal. Thank goodness for that. Oh, thanks for your patience, team. Let's try and mentally reset now. Okay, so looking good for a breakout here above. All right, if we hold this, you're looking for this move here. Into VWAP here. So looking for a breakout above. It needs to get above 700 and then put in that kind of pattern that we like to look for, that inverse head and shoulders type look for a squeeze up. And then we're really going to attack London Asia high if it's going to be kind. What you don't want is a steal of liquidity and a trade back inside here. Need to see it hold. It's 690s now. Need a pullback to get involved. I don't want to chase this higher. Initial balance high going to be set in the next 5 minutes. We We can also think about this high up here and then the Asia London high. Let me draw this out. Okay, so hold a VWAP there. Looking to see if I can join this. Here we go, beautiful. All right, starting to get my first trade in for the day then. So watching this previous all-time high level here as well. I want to see us get through lower time frame algo here and just start ripping faces. I want to see us put a squeeze on here. Do not want to start getting stuck and see sellers come on the tape and slam this back down. There are sellers above here stacking the bid into 15s and 20s. I honestly feel like that technical issue has thrown me off a little bit here to be able to focus. So I need to just gather my thoughts. But yeah, this was the pattern we were looking for. It would have been really nice if we'd done that down in this area. So you're now looking for continuation patterns. All right, just to come back into here, and we get through that, the next level we can think about is all the way up at 770. Right, Asia London high right here. So that's the potential for the move. Clean this up a bit. CPI high, or sorry, PPI high, 734. So you need 690s to hold for a move to 734. And then through that, they're starting to add liquidity higher now into 750s and above. You will need 690s to hold, remember. You do not want this to be a failure back inside this range we've just broken out from. If we come back inside here, this is a problem. Don't really want to see it revisiting down here where buyers stepped in. You want to see it holding here for continuation patterns. Remember, we said this morning, we want to be buyers today, want to be buyers in good areas or where we know one side is trapped. So hold a VWAP again there. ES has further it can pull back, which is a little bit concerning. SPY tagged its high of day and didn't get through it yet. We need to see SPY and ES start to accelerate to the upside. Don't want to get caught trying to buy high here in the initial balance. Point of control down at 81. A little bit concerning that. Or was that a stop run on both sides? Oh, sorry, I've got to move this up for you. I didn't realize that's quite so far low down. So view up here on the Qs. Remember, don't want to see it trade really, definitely not below 80. Don't want to see it trade below here. If it comes down here, that's a whole new trade. Right? You don't want to be buying here and add. That's where you'll get yourself in trouble. So either you get a continuation type pattern here, or you need to wait for it and see if it needs to revisit this. If it comes down here violently, I'd be definitely risk off, not looking to buy that. But all the time we're holding view up and around here looking good. But really want to see this just continue here for a flag break through previous all-time highs and come up for that Asia London high up here. This is what I'm looking for it to do, and then runners above that level. for a move back into Asia London. Once we get through PPI high, we're looking for a move back to Asia London. If it can't do it, so be it, can't do it. Tech starting to go green. So Tesla trading at 425, up 1/4%. Nvidia, heavy day again, almost 2% down. Meta up 1/3%. Google down just over 0.5%. Amazon 0.2%. Microsoft almost green 1%. And Apple, nice bounce on Apple, up 0.63%. So all of those found bids so far. Yeah, initial balance now set. So IB rules apply. So you can wait for this to break out of the initial balance and pull back and hold. That's also a valid trade here. We've already done IB to VWAP play. This is basically what we're doing right now. I would love to just see continuation on the session, but I really don't know. This is a very, very choppy market, pretty indecisive of what it wants to do. But higher time frame narrative is upside. We traded back downside this morning on a pullback leg for an H1. We've found bids so far. In this H1 bar, we've closed above, or we're printing above the previous H1 bar. We have the potential to extend into 730s and above. It's just whether it can do it. So here we go. Potential flag for this squeeze out. I'm still in this. I'm still looking for it to expand upside. And all the time, it's holding VWAP. I feel okay. Underneath VWAP, probably going to take it off. Don't want to get trapped at the IB high. So still looking good for a flag and a breakout here through previous all-time highs. Oh, sorry about that, guys. Same play over and over again. We're just looking for a squeeze through here. We want to see this break and hold into here, ideally. Volume has dripped off, which is fine for a pullback leg, as long as volume comes back in the expansion phase of this. There are sellers above. We still have that big buyer down at 600. He never got filled. Just want to see volume step in and run this higher, just for a straight squeeze out, blow out all the shorts, take some partials, and I can be very, very comfortable. If it rolls over, I'm going to take the trade off. I really think there's a chance for us to really go and attack these stops up at sort of 750, 770, but market this morning has been a little bit tricky. So SPY starting to do the move, all right? ES, SPY looking stronger. Tech not really joining, going to make it extra hard, obviously. They're not going to make it easy to do it. Oh, come on. So SPY did it, pulled back inside. We're now back to VWAP. What a shame. What a shame. Ugly when one does it and the other doesn't. So is this going to trade back to origin, or are we going to hold here? I said, underneath VWAP a problem. All right, out this trade here. Can always join back in. Do we get an IB rotation on the SPY ES? That's the problem. Tech not helping enough right now. Still has the ability to do the same move. We're still printing the New York Open. Same move is on the table here. SPY much stronger. ES much stronger. NQ can pull back a little bit further. I'm watching QQQ here on a 10-minute. Maybe it wants to come back a little deeper into its breakout zone. Return back into sort of this area here, maybe. This is where VWAP is on the QQQ. Very nice aid. Yeah, this move down here was very nice. This is when I was having issues. This move here, very nice. High time from algo, W pattern. There's your impulse, flag, go, flag. We're looking for continuation. That's what we want to see. Here we go. This is looking better now. So can we get back in to join this? Some volume starting to step in. Want to see it get through the initial balance though. ES is through the initial balance. Need to see NQ stop messing about and start to get going. Come on, expand that IB high. Here we go. Thank you very much. Finally, finally, finally. Oh, don't give me errors. Don't you dare give me errors on the trade. I've got to move my stop up really tight because now I'm worried that there's an issue. Fuck's sake. Take the OCO off just in case it's that. This is going to end up going without me. I'm up nicely on this now. I just hope this stop works. I'm trailing the stop nicely. Okay, it worked. It worked. Okay, good. God, a little bit of a panic there, guys. I'm going to be honest. Wow, yeah, there's something massively wrong with TradeAvate. It thinks I gross realized $1,100 and only made 400. Absolutely hilarious. So you can see I'm having some technical issues here today, ladies and gents. It's not always smooth sailing. I would love to have been able to just move my stop break even and just let that work, but I cannot do that when I've got technical issues like that. It's unfortunate. If you're in this, take a partial and be thinking about now what we kept talking about. This level here, you get through this, we're looking for these levels up here. All right, what is Asia London high? Remind myself. 772, you can mark these on your chart. All right, 772. So we're looking to take out 735, then 772, then all-time highs. But make sure you respect the initial balance and take the profit when it's there. Jesus. I don't know why Ninja's having one. He's just on one today. The funny thing is, everyone's been having TradeAvate problems for weeks, and I haven't had any. I had one, that's a lie. I had one with the duplicate accounts, but I fixed it. Then I've had it this morning, and I didn't know I had it until it did stop printing me bars that I wouldn't have even known had I not seen the data lag when there were no bars on my screen. So I was watching TradingView, and I wasn't getting bars on my screen, so I thought it was the internet, which is why I asked you guys if the stream was okay. But yeah, stick with this to the long side all the time. It's holding the flow zones all the time. You're printing higher highs, higher lows. You have a chance to expand higher here, guys. I'm not going to be able to get in. In fact, I'm not going to take a trade with these issues. All right, I'm up not very good here compared to what I should be. Let's have a look. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 14 and a half thousand, $1,400. That trade should be far more than that, but there's clearly some issues. So yeah, hopefully some of you took that with me. Hopefully some of you are in it. Shove your W's in chat if you got that. Sorry, today hasn't been a great stream. All right, but you can tell I'm a little bit stressed today with these issues. It's just what happens. Yeah, nice. So keep holding this, Tyson. Right, I should still be in this, but I just can't do it when Ninja's playing games like that. Cannot risk a stop not working. Stick with it though. We should be running for the PPI high and then Asia London high, and then we can go for all-time high if it wants to. Remember, ES still hasn't taken out its all-time high. If we get a failed breakout of the initial balance, you know the score. We're going to go rotate back to VWAP. You need to be cautious. Ramus got your 2K, nice. Marek with a W, Jeff with a W, Glenn with a W, Christy with a W, Thumper with a W. I don't work. I don't use Rhythmic and Ninja anymore. Nice, Coop. I'm guessing you got a W with that. Yeah, it was pretty clean. It was, I mean, this would have been nice down here if we didn't have the issues. This was nice. Break above, squeeze, flag. I want you to see what I'm looking for. Flag, maybe premature. I can't remember if I got that here or here. Maybe a little premature on VWAP, but then joined back in for this move up. But make sure you pay yourself, Ram. But we respect the initial balances all the time. H1 is trading into an old block that we found in Asia London, 5 a.m. That's what you need to be careful of, is this here. All right, this guy here where we started breaking down from. This was a supply block. We've traded into it. You want to see us get above this for these moves. So far, failure above initial balance high. So a failed auction so far. Plenty of time left. Nice TR. Yeah, market mixed bag now. So Tesla, incredible holding its gains up at 425 right now. Nvidia trying to come back a little bit, but still down 1.6%. Meta up 0.4%. Google down 0.4%. Amazon's going to try and go red to green here. Microsoft up 1%. Apple pushing on upwards, right? Up almost 1% now. So Apple really needs to break out of 250. Yesterday it got the breakout at 250, but it was a failed breakout and it gave the whole move and some more back. Today, I would say yesterday, I was saying to my wife yesterday, watching the tape yesterday, it felt like the start of rollover. That was the first time it felt like the start of rollover yesterday. I wonder if today is going to be the same. We're going to see some exiting of positions and moving positions around. Oh, what have I done there? Yeah, these moves here yesterday. This grind on the tape for the first time, it just felt like a little bit of trimming. This was definitely a squeeze. This is shorts getting blown out, which is why afterwards we just roll back down. And all we're doing now is we're looking to find levels where we might want to roll to. So the levels, you can see why I draw them out. This was level 1, this is level 2, and this is level 3. So we didn't hold this, we come down to here. If we hold this, what is this liquidity here? This is your right shoulder for expansion back higher, and you'll have the Bollinger Band up here somewhere. You're still looking good. You're still holding VWAP for now. So again, you've done that IB rotation to VWAP. Still printing higher highs for now. Just be careful if you start to break down in here, might come back to point of origin. If we fail this point of origin, it opens the gate for the move into the here. But for now, you look good. This low created this high. This low created this high. This is your stair step. So does this low create a new high? And you can always do a channel. If you start to break down from it, obviously you need to be risk off. Remember, we didn't put in a trend day because we're not above the IB high. That's why you have to pay yourself into these levels. So ES trading back down towards its VWAP. So it failed its IB high, trading back down towards VWAP. We're doing exactly the same across all markets right now. I'm going to get a coffee here, guys, if that's all right. I just need to like take the edge off after what was a tricky morning just because of technical issues, not because of the charts. Charts have been pretty good. I'd say if you're trading ES or SPY today, it's been very, very nice. I'm watching the 10-minute on the spiders right now. That breakdown through 05 and a soak back up and now repricing above the VWAP looks very, very good. I really like the look of that on the spiders. Much more than I like the look of it of the QQQ just because the level we traded into. But yeah, give me a couple minutes here. I will be right back. Please be sensible. Remember, you're underneath the IB high. If this starts to break down, you can't be buying dips. I don't want anyone to have the habit of keep buying down here. Wait to see. If it really wants to let go, wait to see if it does this. If not, you wait for the trade under, turn back in, short versus IB low in this box for a continuation lower. Right, let's not trade this section here. That's where you're going to get yourself hurt. Be back shortly. All right, team, I'm back. Thank you for your patience. You still look good here. Still holding VWAP. Again, you're looking for the same things. We still look good for a continuation higher in how I'm thinking. Watching ES here, like I said, ES SPY look very, very good on that rebalance price. This looks very, very bullish for a continuation higher. Definitely not. My wife made me a coffee. Definitely no plate smashing or screaming. I'm not on tilt or anything like that. I just know when it's tough with technicals, you've got to understand some stuff in life is out of your ability to control. So we can control our entry prices, we can control our take profits, we can control our stop losses. But when we have issues with brokers or data, things go out of our control. It's very easy to then get like a little bit frantic, and I could feel a little bit of that in me, like moving my stop up like that, and I was genuinely scared, thinking my stop might not fill here. If the data's off, my stop might not fill. What do I do? So right now I'm just going to be chilling for a second, have a coffee, talk to you guys. I know you're joking, TL, but it's an important point to talk about, and just relax. Like you would have seen, I was hesitant down here with all the issues on Ninja, and I could see I didn't have data, so I'd missed this, I missed this, ended up taking this, stopping back out, took it again, made my money. So we got there in the end, but right now I need to have a coffee and relax and support you guys, making sure you're getting it. So you still look good. You are still in a pretty healthy channel here. I would say something like this. All right, and you just need to see everyone who got short here once, twice, 3 times stop out. They're going to give you your liquidity you need for that PPI. If they stop out, you get that liquidity. If they keep hammering in, be very, very cautious of a breakdown under here. This will probably get very, very quickly down to here if we do that. Don't trade in this area, this pocket here. I wouldn't be trading that area. There is a point of control here, but honestly, I don't love it just zooming out on the hourly where we would be. But we look good. This hourly looks good. I would say holds of everything above 700 on an hourly is really opening itself up to the expansion, right? So think about this pin high. Remember, what low made that high on the hourly, right? All the way down here, right? Here's your change of character on the hourly. So all we're doing is pulling back on the hourly. The moment we do this, this is confirmation of hourly back the right side of the V bull trend. All right, so we're already in bull trend. We're just looking for this on an hourly. Hopefully that makes sense. Why I was thinking I want to buy dips today. I just want good areas to buy dips, because hourly was telling me buy dips. Hourly is not saying we're doing this. If we start breaking down under here, maybe. You look good. Continuation high. This looks really, really good. So maybe some of you are still in this. Yeah, exactly, Coop. I think it's just experience, isn't it? Old me would have gone on tilt, not knowing what to do, hammered in buttons. You know, what I did instead was remove that and go super aggressive with the stop, trailing it very, very tight, because I just thought, well, if it doesn't stop me out for money, and if it doesn't hit my TP, which it didn't, then I'm going to have to be able to get into probably log into the web browser of TraderVate and try and close it that way. So I was trying to buy myself time, but you still look good here. Still look good here. My bias is still upside, but again, I would like to see you get above the initial balance high, base above it, start triggering those squeezes. But you do look good. This here was key. Look, this is building shorts and buyers in. We break down, shorts chase, right? Short. There's your W. Fuck you, shorts. You're now in pain. Use their liquidity. Their stops are here. Pull back in. We hold their stops. They stop out, break even. If they didn't stop out the money. And now we start grinding higher. Right? It's pretty much the same kind of play we look for every day. Remember, I'm always looking for a trap. I want one side to be stuck, and then I want to use their pain to move the other way. Oh, I'm not even on the right channel for you. That's how much my head's gone. Right, let's do that again. This is what we got this morning, all right? Liquidity building. Shorts were short versus here. Shorts entered for a breakout intraday here. Short. And then we put in this reversal, right? This reversal didn't quite make where we wanted here, but it was close enough. Big signal candle here, boom. So what do we have here? Shorts in max pain. They stop out, boom, come upside. Anyone that didn't stop out, where's their stop? It's here, come back, break even for them. Now we try and deliver max pain on them on the market, because we want to go pro trend. Pro trend is upside. This is nothing more than a pullback. It's giant, I know. Point of origin, high, pullback. We expect break of structure, continuation. We are bullish. We are bullish overall in the market right now. So the easier trade will always beat the bull trade. If you watch my video at the weekend, this was about picking up when momentum and everything aligned for the end of that pullback to finish. So if you think about an H1 pullback, H4 pullback, daily pullback, it was all here. Here. Everything finished there. Ideally, everything would have finished here. This would have been even better, but we don't always get it. It finished here because that's where it finished on the SPY and the ES. They were the dominant ones. What time frame is this at present? I think it's on a 1 minute. Yeah, it's on a 1 minute. So remember, low created the high, low created the high. This low is still a higher low. We expect a new high, which is probably coming. Daybot, yeah. Just lift an extra 100 kilos on a bench press because you've got tilt. Yeah, that would be fun, wouldn't it? I would love to know why Tradeovate thinks I've gross realized so much and not banked so much. It'd be really nice if they'd got that wrong and I'm actually up like huge on the day. Thanks, chat. You got me to 50 likes today very quickly without me even asking. Appreciate it. You probably saw a different version of me. Just shows I'm only human. I am only human. Still have emotions. You look so strong here, guys. You look really, really good for here. Here you go. So it's gonna do it. I wish I was in this. So remember, your TP1 is right here. Okay, and TP2 is your Asia London high, which will be around 770. All right, so if you want a TP before that, there's a pivot at 750. So I'd be thinking now runners 750, 770, and then all-time high 822. That's what I'd be thinking about with my runners. If we start to peter out and fail, right, just remember that in this channel we are building lots of buyers liquidity, so eventually it will probably want to sweep them before doing the same move. Same thing kind of here. Same kind of thing. Sweep them and then go. So back inside the IB, they don't like holding this IB yet. Clearly an issue. 2 minutes left on an H1 bar, remember. It's a 4 hour. Okay, 4 hour has repriced. That's one thing slightly concerning. You really need to get above all these levels, right? So 4 hour came down, dipped into here, and is repriced versus, where's my pen? Versus this wick. All right, so dip, we've repriced into here. You need to see it pop these. If we go to an hourly, it's going to look very similar. This block here, same block we talked about maybe 20-30 minutes ago. Get through these, we run all of these, and then we use this liquidity. If it can't do this today, this will be the move for tomorrow. Back up to there. One thing I don't expect us to do is coming anywhere near low of week. Just checking back in VIX. Look at that. VIX failed that breakout above 1380. Stayed up there for all of 10 minutes. And is now printing new lows underneath 1350. All right, so as we drip down, we can be more risk on the market. Let's look in the internals quickly, see how we're looking on some breadth. Really mixed bag. Consumers doing okay today. Financials doing better today. Healthcare mixed bag still. Healthcare really needs to get going. Industrials down. So kind of flat day really. Real estate looking good. Tech good, other than Nvidia, AVGO also down on the session. But I still think upside because it's where it wants to drift to. You want to go long at 75, 76. The only thing is that's not the best location, but maybe you're talking about this here. This might be the long tomorrow, maybe later in the day. I'd want to see this, maybe a little trap here and then go. Then maybe you can think about it. It needs to build liquidity out here. If it doesn't do that, if it goes straight squeeze, it's going to be hard to get involved for that move. There you go. So continuing higher, you are not too far from your TP now. About 10 points away from your TP1. So another day green on stream. I'm fearful about the day I have a red day on stream now. It's starting to get a little bit ridiculous. Today should have been the day to do it. With all the technical issues, if there was going to be a day for me to have a bad day, it would have been today. But another green day. Definite supply up here. We keep getting stuck here over and over again in that H1 transition. You've got a new H1 bar now as well. So you'd want really to see this hold 712 to 700. Don't want it to dip down beneath that from an H1 point of view. Range still pretty small. It's only really 100 points from the low to here, only about 100 points. We keep failing this, be very, very cautious. If we keep failing up here, you might get a sweep, a move to come and clean these guys out. But really, we should really come and take this. This seems like a very obvious level. I'm just going to have a quick look at how all the other charts are looking. Apple looking good, trying to build a flag on its IB high. If it can do that, it has the chance to go back upside towards 250. Microsoft looking incredible. Amazon doing inverse head and shoulders, looking very strong. Google looking a bit shit, to be quite honest. Meta just starting to build a range out at all-time highs. Looks pretty good. Nvidia trying to find a bid and a bounce. Nvidia needs to get going over 138 for a move up towards 139.20 and then a move back to 140. Nvidia's really not going to do much until it gets over 140. Tesla, just insane. Insane strength on Tesla. Now trading at 429. All-time highs. Currently sat after hours at 429.94. So basically 430 break in Tesla. Maybe you get more puts getting in trouble. Be cautious if you're trading that about a failed breakout, but Tesla just absolute insane strength. Here you go on the market then, looking very, very good to hit your first TP up here. SPY joining in now. You're going to get this any second now. It looks very good for an upside move. So TP1 here, so take a partial here, please. Make sure you're paying yourself a little bit. And now you're holding on, all right? We are now holding on for your next TPs. So 750, I'd be looking at 750, this sort of range here, which was the London, sorry, it was the Asia low where London pivoted in and failed. You've got some stops there at 750. If you really want 762, but I would say 750 and then up here at 770. That's what I'd be aiming for. I should still be in this. Had I not had technical issues stressing me out, I'd still be comfortably in this. Nice work, Coop. Did you at least get a piece of this with me? I think you got long here, didn't you, with me for at least this, so at least something. So not really, you don't need much higher. You got to think 750 is only another 15 points, all right, to the next TP, and then you're holding on for 770 and then all-time highs. Yeah, nice work, Coop. I'm going to figure out where I stopped out and what I'm missing here. So I stopped out at 18s. But it's probably good considering technical issues. I'm looking for a reason to be annoyed with myself right now, but I think that's... You're looking good here. You're looking good here. So you've also got PDC up at 55s as well from the actual 5 o'clock close, 4 o'clock close up here at 92. So 50s, next target is 50s for you. Hopefully you're still in this. VIX stripping down. ES now about to take its PPI Newsweek as well. Aaron, that's awesome. You're going to have to send me some screenshots on all this stuff. We can get something going. But thank you for looking into all of that. That's amazing work. Flow zone's paying the bills. You're not far away from your next pivot here. Remember, you are into an H1 block here. All right, just remember that. This is the block we need to start getting through. So 750, we get through that. Game on. Nice, Tyson. Great work. And great work. I think you didn't click buttons today, right? I think might have been a breakthrough morning for you. Not clicking buttons. Glenn, break and retest of what area, bud? I would just be, for me, you mean for the initial balance, somewhere around here? I mean, maybe. We're getting quite extended here in this, and we've just taken the main drive up. Remember, the main source was here. The main reason we wanted to get long was from here, really, and here to here. So structural wise, it's a little bit messy on like a 5 minute and stuff up here now. I'm less interested in buying this right now. I honestly would be just thinking about how high can I let my runners go until we start getting through H1 levels. Hey, Phoenix, thanks for joining. This was probably one of the less good streams with me having the technical issues, but we still got it. We knew what we wanted. Thanks for joining. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'm here every single day, Monday to Friday from 9:20 in the morning. We go through pre-market analysis. We draw out the trade plan, and then we try and trade that plan. Aaron, that's awesome, bud. That's awesome. Yeah, I might need some help setting that up. Sick. Help setting that up next week, and we'll go from there. So just hold your runners if you can. We're still making high highs, high lows, higher highs, higher lows across multiple time frames right now. We are in a level of interest though on the H1. All right, so from here, this was the end of the H1 pullback. We started breaking out, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Sorry, higher high, get it right around. Higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. This might still be a higher low. We continue to respect trend, expecting a squeeze higher until it proves otherwise. The location now is not as good. Remember, location and momentum. Location this morning was good, like down here. Down here would have been even better once we crossed through down here. Now we're coming into some overhead supply. All right, so location to buy here is not as good. If we can chomp through this a bit and build out a little bit of structure, location becomes better because you can have some good risk up here where you have a nice tight risk for that expansion higher. If it can't do that today, that will be what I'm looking for tomorrow. And we talked about this yesterday at close. So for those in Discord, yesterday at close, we talked about this move here is what we were looking for. If we opened up at all-time highs, we were looking at a return back in. And today we were looking for a pullback to get long. Very, very simple. All of you in Discord should have been pretty well prepared for this move today. Just catching up with Discord quickly here. Sorry, guys, just catching up with chat. I just had to reply to a few people in Discord. You're welcome, Jeff. Yeah, even for on a tough day, we're still making money. It's still grinding higher. We're still sticking with the trend. Understanding that higher time frame trend is key. Draws on liquidity, high time frame trend, and then we try and join that high time frame trend in good areas on the lower time frame. Trading is as simple as that. If you can make it that simple, it will become easier. I talked about it on that video at the weekend. If you haven't watched it, go and watch it. I think it's called like 2 rules to increase profitability or something like that. It is talking about momentum and location. Once you master those, or at least get an understanding of those, it's easier because if you're trading with the momentum in a good location of where the higher time frame wants to go, the market will be more forgiving. All right, it will be way more forgiving if you are trading in momentum and location. Let's think about yesterday. All right, yesterday, this location for a buy was excellent. So was this, so was this. Even this turned out to be pretty good. All right, up here, don't really want to be buying location up here, even though momentum is good. But what you definitely don't want to do, and this is one thing traders get wrong, just because you don't want to be buying high, all right, we don't want to be buying up here. Is there a reason to sell this? Show me where it tells you we should be selling it. I don't think it does it once. Straight channel up. The first sell comes here when we roll over end of day, coming to take out all the stops. Right, so if you're very, very good, you can take that sell for a counter trend and then maybe hold overnight for a deeper pullback. But if you understand that the market wants to trade up, you just join. You find a reason to join all the time with what the higher time frame wants to do. Don't ever get into the habit of fighting the higher time frame. Even here, the higher time frame wanted at this point to come lower, all right, into the higher time frame algo. Funny that some clever guy designed that. Wanted to come lower, sweep out all the stops and find areas where higher time frame buyers wanted to join back in. We don't fight this and guess the bottom. We don't go long. Oh, I'm on the wrong chart again. Let's try this again, shall we? Because this is an important lesson for those on stream. This is a common mistake. Let's try this again. Yesterday, location long, good down here. Flag, breakout, clean breakout, bang, we go upside. We're looking for longs because the higher time frame wants to go up. Then we are looking for lower time frame entry models to join. Momentum is great here, but location, we're in price discovery. This is all-time highs. So do we think about shorts? No. Just because we don't like the long up here, because it's now very expensive, we're in price discovery, doesn't mean you think about the short, because we are in a long buying cycle in a bullish market. You can see we're in a bullish market, above IB high, pullback. First time we get failure, take the stops out. The only short for the day was here. Okay, if you are smart, you know at this point, this short you can probably hold overnight for a rotation back into an area where buyers showed up before on the higher time frame. If you're smart, you know this is your pullback leg. From this point, we're thinking about getting long. This is the easier trade. Same as here. That's an easy trade. That's an easier trade because higher time frame wants to go up. Pullback leg, higher time frame wants to go up. End of pullback leg, we go up. If you can stick with that, if you can stick with what the higher time frame wants to do, it will be much easier on you. It's much less likely to come and slip your stop and be nasty because you're trading in higher time frame momentum. Remember, if you've got daily institutional traders, daily, weekly, monthly, 4-hour, hourly traders, all trading the same direction as you, market by chance is going to move the same way. We're doing the same thing now, building liquidity to try and go up. That's why this up here is important. This up here, this will help you all the time. The flow zones will help you all the time. They will keep you the right side of the trade. When we're blue and green, don't be trying to short. When we're red, don't be trying to guess the bottom. Don't be trying to guess the bottom down here. Let it reclaim it and go back upside. It is really that simple. I made it color coded and a simple system for that reason, to try and help. All right, joining back up. Greg in SPY calls. All right. I don't know where you're in from, but you look pretty good. Looks pretty good for now. I would be watching for the SPY. You're coming into yesterday's close level on the SPY, right? On the ETF. I think we closed. Let's just check this bar. 0607. So yeah, you're right at yesterday's close. You need to trigger a squeeze through this for a drive up on the SPY to 607.50s. If you clear that, then really you're going to attack 608s and into 609s. Remember, if you can get through 609s all-time high, you need to get through 609.16. That will open a move up to, is that the all-time high or is it above that? Yeah, that will open the move up 609s. So you are putting in here on the SPY what looks like a very nice higher low. I'm looking at 10 minutes. So we had that high from Friday last week. We did a pullback back down, swept a ton of liquidity. It had a huge pump yesterday, pulled back in. We've set a higher low, versus Tuesday's high. Looks very, very good. We expect continuation. The question is, does momentum come into the market today for that continuation, or does it wait for tomorrow? Caps, you know what, if we're paying attention to even the tech issues, provide good learning, it's part of trading. Yeah, that's right, it is. We can't control everything. That's very kind, Mindful Matters. Yeah, exactly, Gabriel. Market structure, higher time frame, indicators, exactly. But we might just go into some form of consolidation, especially on this H1. All right, if we keep getting stuck, remember we said this bar here was key. This guy right here. It's where we broke down from at 5 a.m. or is that right? 5 a.m. Yeah, 5 a.m. And we're trading at value area high. So remember, if this wants to reprice down here, it can, and slowly build out liquidity. If we start to fail and roll under here, just be very cautious, because that will basically be a failed attempt from buyers to get back up here, which is what they want to do. If we fail that attempt and we fail under here, this will be the fail attempt. If we come down and test, get heavy under POC, remember down here is the actual pool where I'm more interested in being a buyer, right here. ES and SPY came down into that this morning. That's why we bounced. We missed it. Might want to come back in and check it. We don't know. Low-hanging fruit trade. We talk about this every day. The low-hanging fruit trade on the session has gone. The low-hanging fruit trade was to PPI data highs. All right, so the question now is a bit like yesterday. All right, a bit like yesterday. Do we set a trap here underneath some of these pivot points? Come and sweep, well, we've just swept that double low for a start. Do we set a trap here for the next move? We will need to trap intraday shorts for the move to get to external shorts. Remember, external short liquidity is like here and these guys up here. Whereas intraday, they're attacking the market right now. So we'd need them trapped in. If they are successful in a rotation like this versus here, we come deeper. Where do we come to? Here. And point of origin. This is where buyers stepped in this morning. I know it's messy, but hopefully it kind of makes sense how I draw it out. But the easy move was there. Right, bingo. Dips on flow zones, expecting that. Oh God, I've put it on the wrong chart again. Oh, he's having a nightmare stream today, isn't he? He is having a nightmare of a stream. I'm so sorry, guys. The easy trade has been and gone because we had this. Here's your bullish pattern. Oh God, he can't do anything today. He is having a meltdown. Absolute meltdown. Right, this was a buying opportunity here. If you missed this, here. I missed both of these. Once we got above this, this was clear buying, like I said all morning. I will buy if we base above their stops, which we did here. W, expansion, pullback, expansion, pullback, expansion, pullback, target hit. You should be runners only versus either break even, or you should just be stopping out here and looking for the next move. If it starts to fail, watch out with this liquidity, especially if we get under New York open. This is thin. Right, we traded down and straight back up through it. This is thin. I wouldn't want to be trading in here. I'd expect us, if we fail here, to come all the way down into this. If we fail under sort of 690-700, to come back down here. Until that point, I'll be thinking about how can I get long? Is there a trap being set underneath some swings for me to get long into? But definitely the easy trade has been and gone. All right, you've noticed both the ES, I just want to check that. Did ES sweep it? It's very, very tight. It did. Yeah. So ES has had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attempts at getting above the PPI and has only been able to sweep it. And that's on a 5-minute. Still looks good to me. The 5-minute structure on SPY and ES looks really, really nice to me. I really like the look of it from a structural point of view. Much more than I like the NQ right now. But tech is starting to go. So Nvidia and Google, only ones really red on the day. This is just on a 1 minute here. So I'm going to stay with you for another 25 minutes. Glad we ended up having a green day. Base hits only for me today. I will feel a little bit gutted if I come back at the close and we've made new all-time highs. It wouldn't surprise me, but I'm really hoping we set an inside bar today. That would be great, right? If we can set an inside bar holding over this level here, last week's close. Let's think about what we've done this week. Monday, failed breakout, pull back. Tuesday, return back in, those who do the course, low of week. Wednesday, protect low of week, upside squeeze, trapped all these shorts, got absolutely smoked, max pain. We would love to set a higher low versus this to set up a new squeeze out for Friday. If it wants to trade sideways Friday again and do that move next week, that's also okay. We can have a setup for Monday if it doesn't want to do that tomorrow. So if it needs a 2-day consolidation, right? If it just trades in here for 2 days, that's fine. Build the stops in for the next move up. What are we holding here? 5-day moving average. All right, so everything I teach in the course, those who are doing or have done the course, that will all make sense to you. Weekly model based on dailies. That weekly model becomes so key 80% of the time. Will make it way easier for you. Yeah, it's really tough. That PPI high for your SPY calls looks like a solid level there that they will not let it get through. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 minutes now without getting through. I don't like that. I don't know where you're in your calls from. Versus the IB level looks pretty good. They keep soaking off the IB back up to that level. But if it doesn't break and let go, I don't like it. The reason I don't like options is you've got time decay and other Greeks involved, and that always makes it tricky because you might be up in point-wise and percentage-wise, but if you just stay here for ages and ages, you're going to get smoked on time decay. I don't know when your expiry up is, if you're doing 0 DTEs or not. Look at that, I'm like see-through today. It thinks that this is green and it's grey. Hilarious. That means I have to put my jacket back on for you guys. I look like a ghost on the screen. Why is that so bad? Oh my gosh. Is it like that on all of them? Oh, it is. All right, so still looks like it's trying to build out a flag here, but again, momentum's come out of the market. You pull back to the lower time frame algo and the deep pullback. It's trying to build this out, but you can't join until it starts to prove itself. Again, there's 2 ways of it using this liquidity. If it starts to fail under here, it will come back downside. I'd say from a 5-minute point of view, you still look okay. Next 5-minute bar, or this current 5-minute bar, is going to be key into a new 15-minute. ES seems out of sync. No, I think it seems pretty similar. I mean, there is divergence in that yesterday the NQ took all-time highs, ES didn't. And the pullback today on the ES was much better, was to a much better technical level versus the NQ. The breadths are out a little bit because tech's been doing the heavy work. So yesterday, basically all of tech other than Apple, and Apple did hit an all-time high, but gave it all back. All tech was green. So tech did the heavy lift yesterday, and you can't rely on that. I think financials and mainly healthcare were down. Healthcare's red again. There's no healthcare in the NQ or QQQ. So you got to understand the sectors. So if healthcare is heavy and financials are heavy, financials are not heavy today, but if healthcare is heavy, it's much, much harder for the SPY and ES to move upside. So yesterday we had a day where tech was green. You look at Tesla yesterday, an absolute monster move. Most of it had monster moves yesterday. Google was really good. When you have divergence in the market, it's because of that. All right, it's always because of the sectors. You've got to understand the sectors within the ETF or within the futures that you're playing. Yeah, healthcare down again today. I think Lilly down almost 1%. And that's a big part of the market. I think that's like the 12th biggest, 11th or 12th biggest name in the market. Dean, I don't use them. I don't use stochastics. They're not too far off from Bollinger's. But hey, if they work for you, I have nothing against them. You use whatever works for you. I used to use like TTM squeeze and things like that, but I way prefer using things like TTM squeeze and stochastics, which is basically using a stochastics and Bollinger on swing positions. I'm not really interested in intraday. Daily, hourly, maybe 10-minute, absolute lowest. All right, so starting to fail the initial balance here, coming back into that previous all-time high on the NQ. Not too far away from VWAP and the open. We are in a downtrend here on the lower time frame. All right, we are starting. Here's your pivot high after stealing the liquidity. Failed attempt to get above, lower low. Fail attempt to get above, lower low. Fail attempt to get above. This is a lower low. All right, this is very clearly in a pullback or downtrend leg. If too many buyers try to buy up here, they're going to be problematic. But most of the volume was early in the day, and that is shown in the point of control, which is down at, is that right, 78? 78. So here, this is your POC down here right now. Unsurprisingly, this was the stop run level. So do they need to come and check this? If this stays heavy, like I said, we'll just complete this move. But really, I still expect upside. I'd be looking upside until it proves otherwise, but you can't just be buying as we're moving lower. Right? Let them set the trap. Let them come and search liquidity. Let them build liquidity. And then attack once one side's trapped, right? I know it's hard. Like, a lot of people want the best price. Like, we didn't guess this morning coming down here. It is likely I might have taken that for a squeeze up, in all honesty, if my charts were working for a small size. But the better move, safer move, was once we did this. Once one side is trapped, you can join a little bit later. Don't be first to the party and get drunk. Come late, act cool, pick up the girl or boy you want, go home and have a good night. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's as simple as that. That's how I like to think of it. So I'd be holding here on the ES. You guys like that analogy, eh? It's a good analogy. So ES trying to hold its initial balance. NQ starting to roll over. Red across all the indexes right now. Dixie trading upside again. Bitcoin basing over that 100,000. Remember, I think Bitcoin's got a lot of room left in it. I really do. I think people are going to be surprised how high Bitcoin is going to get based on fibs. And standard deviation. It's got a long, long way to go. If it's going to hold this bull cycle, it can be very, very positive for Bitcoin. Bonds up again. Honestly, that's my biggest fear in the market right now, is looking at the bonds. How are we trading upside when the bonds just keep ripping higher? We finished that pullback leg now on the bonds. If we're going to go to 4.5 and break out again, It's just ugly if they do that. It's really, really ugly. On like an hourly and a 4-hour, we're building that inverse head and shoulders. So I think on the bonds, if we break out of 4.5, we're going to go and test 4.77. And if we break out of that, we go straight up to 5. That, my friends, is screaming recession. So I've got one eye on that, mainly for swing positions. We get up anywhere near above 4.5, 4.75, I'm going to start thinking about, can I start taking some swing positions shorts on QQQ, probably for January. Oh, John, sorry to hear that, bud. At least you had a good time, though. Max, what does it mean when the background shows red and blue? Which chart? In here, Max? Are you talking about the flow zone waves? Is that what you mean? So it's starting to roll here. So be careful if it does this. Be very, very careful. Yeah, these are the flow zones. So when these are blue and green, we're thinking about buys. When these go red and it gives a sell signal, it's probably going to give a sell. Remember, the sell on here is just a 1 minute sell. So you'd just be selling counter trend back down to structure. We never, ever go against what these tell us, right? We never, ever do that unless it's something very clear like here where we know it's a trap and then we wait for a reclaim and then we go. So view up here on the indexes, back to the level that we broke out from. Remember where shorts got trapped this morning was around that 700 mark. Right here, this is where we got long. Remember, we got long here where they were trapped. If they don't show up here, if buyers don't show up here, we will give this back very quickly back to point of origin because we are thin in here. Yeah, so Max, so when these are red, like this, we are just ignore all the pullback buys. We are looking for sells. When the flow zones are red, we're looking for sells. You can always move these to higher time frame. Like, so you go to even just a 2 minute, we'll clean these up for you. All right. We're in a sell all the way down here until we go back blue. Then we're thinking about buys. Really, really simple. They're like paint by numbers. You know, it takes away the reason to be trying to fight the market. That's why they've been put there. So 20 minutes left till lunch. Just that one trade for me. One trade where I apparently grossed over $4,000 and only made $1,000. That's how magnificent Tradeovate's been today, which is definitely not true. There's just no chance I grossed anywhere near that much. I would love it if I did. But it reckons my costs were astronomical. I wonder if I close out and come back in, if it fixes that or not. Who knows? Oh, you did, Tyson. Was that on Tradeovate? I wonder if there was some data issue this morning then. Yeah, Mindful Matters. Yeah, this is all my flow zone indicator. Everything on here. You can add more stuff on here. I turn most of it off. I actually have it much cleaner on most of my charts, but I leave stuff on with the names on just so new people coming into stream understand what they're looking at. But yeah, I made all of this. Oh, okay. Here we go. So Titan, you had a ninja issue. Was that on our trader or was that Tradeovate data? Max, you had it bugged out on Tradeovate. Okay, so it wasn't just me then. Sounds like there was some other people having some issues this morning. Well, I mean, I'm not going to get any money back because I ended up green. Our trader, okay. Yeah, I don't use our trader right now. maybe some issues across the board. So pulling back down towards that neckline. That neckline, though, is the New York Open. It's also where we squeezed out those shorts this morning. So basically, we're trading back inside range. So far, only so far, I'd say this is a failed auction above IB high, but we did steal the liquidity. But now in this downtrend. All right, so if we stay heavy here, we're going to expect a move into this. And if we get through that, it can come down here very, very quickly. There's no reason to be buying this right now as we drip lower. You would really need to see price hold these H1 levels, maybe the point of control. If it goes back to point of control, I don't like it so much, but really what you're looking for is this kind of move to be thinking about a buyer again. And don't keep buying this and this and this and this and this, and then be very surprised when it comes back down to this level of demand down here. I've got to move these again so you can't see everything. There we go. That's better, isn't it? So interview up here, coming back to the New York Open. So basically flat on the day. So like I said, low hanging fruit trade we took. I'm always less interested. Once we get the low hanging fruit trade, I become less interested. So I know it's got to build out liquidity at that point. We're back to liquidity building phase of the market. You're on Rhythmic Ninja, no problems. Oh, that's good, Bo. Yeah, our trade is still good, Tyson. Yeah, the loss limits that you can set on our trade is good. What I would like all these places to do is max size limits. I'd love to be able to make my students set max size limits. I think it would really help because it will stop you going on tilt and doing too much damage. When you want to go add, and it would just stop you doing it. It'd be like, no, you've hit your max size, you can't add anymore. That's when reality was set in of you are not going to work your way out of this situation. You need to stop out this trade right now. Be really good if they put that in place. I think it would stop so much damage. Most people make their red days worse by adding in on tilt. All you need, oh, nice, Tyson. All you need is one thing to stop you doing that. Go and enjoy your golf. Where are you playing today? What's the course? QQQ very close to that breakout. No worries, mate. Have a good one. Yeah, exactly, Exister. Very easy to do. Oh, Sim. I was going to say, like, where are you on holiday somewhere nice? It'll be fun. Have a good day. Well done today, mate. Well done getting green. Well done sitting in your hands for a long time. Good habits. It's a drifting lower underneath that New York Open now. Remember, this is the level where those shorts were entering this morning. It's where we then participated as buyers. Here, we're trading back into this level. So it is a point of interest here. If this is truly a W type pattern, we'd expect buyers to come back in here, but we'd want something lower time frame like this to get back along. Don't want to just guess the bottom here. I'm still in this downtrend for now. Like I said, no reason to get long. It's an area of interest, no reason to get long. Liquidity still on that tape, down at 600. All right, they can drop this super fast if they want to. If we're going to do an auction from VWAP to IB low, like I said, it can drop super fast down there. You're basically coming to midpoint of the initial balance range. I definitely won't be taking another trade today, or not in this session. Here we go. I'm getting thin through here now. Back to point of control here. Here's your point of control test. If they start letting go of this, it would be a failed rotation. It would mean that H1 failed that H1 block, and we're going to trade back down downside. Maybe retest the low end of this range down here if they can't hold point of control here. Trade back down to the low end of this range. If we start failing the initial balance, remember, higher time frame buyers are in this block here right now. This is what we were looking for this morning. We wanted to be buyers down here ideally. Don't be trying to catch a knife, okay? Lower lows, lower highs, very clearly. No reason to try and buy this yet. We can come all the way down here. We can go all the way down here if it really wants to. Market will do whatever it wants. Like I said, we're thin through here. If we can't hold around this level, we will be thin through here back down to point of origin at that IB low where we found buyers this morning. Ten minutes left, or just over 10 minutes till lunch. So far, just in a range day. Be nice if we just close the day somewhere down here, honestly. It will give us opportunities for tomorrow. If we close inside this range today, I would love something like this tomorrow and then really extend that range to the upside. That would be really, really nice. Failed breakdown underneath Thursday for a reversal back up on Friday. So I'm already thinking about what tomorrow might look like. Already thinking about what that looks like on a daily, how I could get involved. So thin on liquidity here again, down towards 600. We're thin down to 600. 600 obviously would be an extension below the IB low. Gabriel, you want to sell when it hits the New York Open? I mean, potentially. It depends how it gets there, right? What I'd be careful of is if that was an extension to go back up. But if it stays heavy against this, it builds out some form of flag, maybe a failed attempt, then yes. But if this was just an extension into here, be careful. Volume stepping back in now for this drive upside. Remember, you're also coming into lunch. Think about your H1 bar. You've got a new H1 bar. We're bouncing off point of control here. You're bouncing off point of control. You are midpoint of the range. I'm going to be right back. Let's use the toilet. Short downside channel. %50. Swept out all those buyers as well. Think about if you're a buyer here, here, and here, and here, and didn't take profit, you're now out of the money. So if they do this, if that was a sweep, if they do this, we go back upside. As long as they stay heavy against here, it has a rotational play available. So a couple options here, setting up. Again, reason I don't like it, main reason is the time of day right now. Hey, Ramus, I love that. Thanks for the course. It paid for itself 5 times over. Absolutely love that. No big deal, Foster Scott. No big deal. Come back tomorrow. Well done for stepping away and walking away. It happens. It happens. Don't worry about it. It's just part of it. Congratulate yourself for walking away and accepting the loss. Gold contract. As in the rollover date on gold. You don't have a rollover date till 30th of Jan, I believe. Oh, no. The data's still open, if that's what you mean. It's still open. Gold's open. Not sure why that happened. So SPY back to its 5-day, ES back to its 5-day, both trading underneath VWAP. They're getting close to point of origin for today's move where buyers first stepped in. We're doing the same kind of thing here. I'm going to remove this white line because we've stolen that liquidity right now. We're in a downtrend, trading lower until it proves otherwise. And this is point of origin for intraday buyers. And obviously swing buyers right now, they're thinking about this level down here. If we start accepting lower prices, though, we can reprice the whole move. Remember, you have gap fill potential. We went over it in Discord this morning. You have gap fill potential much, much lower. Think about that close on Tuesday. Wow, it's so far down. Yeah, that's good minutes. Good, like, and why I say that's good, it's good that you're recognizing that. The minutes just said, struggling to stay in trades, keep closing them early, and then fighting the urge to re-enter. I'm up on the day, so I'm calling it now. We have days like that. We have days like that where you just won't be 100%. Won't let them work. You stop out early, and you get frustrated, and then you want to enter back in, and it's a chase at that point. Those are the days where to recognize you're not trading that well. We all have them, especially if you're green. Come back tomorrow. Not a big deal, is it? If you put green on the board and you're not trading well, that's really good. So flow zones are still in a sell then, all right? We are still in a sell. We're back to building liquidity. If we get break of structure here, bears will want to take it down here. If we sweep, we'll be looking for this move back upside. Again, I won't be taking this. We're into lunch, but I'm telling you what I would be looking for in the market. You still have a buyer on the tape down at 600. starting to see that rotation into sells. Nvidia now down 1.8%, sorry, 2.2%. Tesla still above that 420 mark, down 0.5%. Meta might be about to go green to red. Google red on the day, Amazon red on the day, Microsoft a point up, and Apple just hanging around that 248 up on the day, just over 0.5%. But yeah, healthcare red on the day, making it very hard for the SPY. Financial sector up very slightly. Yeah, mixed bag across the board. Yesterday was a very key example of most stocks yesterday were red outside of tech. So we had bonds ripping upside, we had the Dixie ripping upside, and we had consolidation in the VIX, yet the market went upside. Very unusual. That's why I am a little concerned, but I don't think this plays out till January. I think we are close to putting a top in the market in Q1 and a significant pullback. When I say significant, I'm talking about the type of pullback we did. When was this? Was this August? The type of pullback we did in July. Yeah, July to August. That kind of size pullback, I think, is coming. But ideally, we extend the daily range upside violently, and then we offer a good pullback into sort of 21,000 or something. I'd like to see us really pump higher first. And if not, then we're probably going to come back all the way to 19,900. Let's do a little fib and see where we're at. Swing low. Or maybe 19,400. That seems a little bit too low, so maybe we can push higher first. Notice the volume starting to drip off here, all right, into lunch. 90 seconds till a new hour candle into lunch, volume starting to drip off. If you get volume enter the market for downside, you might get that kill candle back down into here. So no longs in play right now. Yeah, it can be useful, especially for someone like yourself who's trading ES, just to see the different sectors, because you will get days that are not fully correlated like yesterday, and that would be why. It's just good, like, you don't need to overly look at it, but just at a glance. So bonds all up again today. So in a range rotation right now, right, inside initial balance, looks like we're going to attack back down towards the low of this range where we found buyers this morning. Sort of where my cursor is, somewhere down here. Somewhere down here. Do we come back down into this, and how do we act down here? Is there a bullish pattern to go back to VWAP down here, or is it a rotation underneath initial balance? Those are the questions I'll be asking yourself coming into the afternoon session. Make sure you are looking at the higher time frame, right? You're about to print a new H1 bar here right now. So let's just go over that before I leave you. You're now underneath point of control. You know buyers have been showing up here, but you know most buyers want to participate lower. Most buyers will want a bullish pattern in here, either here, or if not, something like this. Okay, this is what most buyers will be looking for good value buys of good areas of good structure. This dip in here, right, happened because on ES we were in this zone. If I move this to ES, will it do it? All right, we were in this zone. Look at this, it's the same chart. All right, so we moved lower on ES. We were at a better value area on ES. Even if we think about this fib, it's probably better as well. Yeah, so into 50% into a buying sector. That's the big difference here. That's why the indices are acting slightly different. So that was down here, equivalent of being down here. So just lost all my zones from doing that. You got to be kidding me. There we go. Thank you very much. Aid done for the day, locked out 1,896. Thanks, Alex. Yeah, thank you, Aid. Another big day for you. Stacking them up. I absolutely love it. Most of the guys who have done the course or are in Discord are turning up every day making thousands of dollars right now. Love to see it. Absolutely love to see it. All right, I'm going to sign off there. You all know what I'm looking at. I've just told you the levels you should be looking at. Remember, please don't get too zoomed into the lower time frame. Don't get looking at this, constantly looking for patterns, right? Think about the areas that you want to trade first and then go from there. And here's the push off that same area. Are they going to re-attack view up and get back through it for this squeeze? Remember, we got this downtrend here and lots of stops here it can go back for if they're really going to show up. All right, so you know what we're looking for. I will be back same time tomorrow for Freaky Friday. Let's see if we can make a little bit of money together on Friday and close the week out with a 5-day green streak. I think that will be, I've lost count now how many days green would be on stream, but let's see if we can do it. Aaron, drop me a message on Discord. It really depends what you're looking at. I can't remember. I think you've done the course. I go over FinViz in the course. Go back and revisit that. But you can, if you wanted to look at stocks, what are you looking for? Investments. If you're looking for investments, you can change the settings of like market cap, short interest, all these things. I'll DM you on Discord for that. DM you on Discord. All right, ladies and gents, have a good day. Trade safe. Don't do anything stupid. If you're up nice, don't do anything stupid. I will be back tomorrow morning, 10 minutes before the open. And yeah, peace and love. Use hard stops.